Hey, so this is my first official video, and the topic that I'm going to be doing is, basically I'm going to be telling you guys and showing you guys different smells that I like, some of my favorite smells. So, I will start off with my favorite candle, and that is this one right here. It's Peach Bellini. It's from Bath & Body Works. I love this smell. I like fruity candles as opposed to like musky or flowery or whatever else you have. I don't know. I prefer like the fruit smelling ones. And this one is one of my favorites. It's really strong, but not overpowering. I like that I usually have this candle in my bathroom, and I like that I can leave the lid off, and I don't even have to light it, but it'll smell the whole bathroom. And I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and light this. And candles kind of flickering, the light of candles flickering is one of my favorite things. It's so relaxing to me to kind of dim all the lights in the house and just light a couple of candles. Just the flickering light is just, I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and light this. Just going to set it aside. Now, like I said, it's like 5 in the morning. What time is it actually? I don't even know. 5:30, so you're going to hear a lot of cars driving by, people, waking up on their way to work. So, I apologize if it's loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But I'm going to show you some of my other favorite candles. I'm not going to light them. But this one I love. This used to actually be my favorite candle. But then I found a new favorite, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But it's Caribbean Escape, and it's just, I just love it. It's clean and fresh, and it's fruity, but not too fruity, and it's soft. It has some, vanilla in it, so it's kind of softer. And I heard that if you smell the lid of a candle, it's a more accurate, a more accurate sense of what it's going to smell like in a room as opposed to smelling the candle itself. So, I have no idea if that's actually true or not, but I've heard from a couple people that if you smell the inside of the lid of a candle, that's better than smelling the candle itself, because, like I said, it'll give you a more accurate idea of what it'll smell like in the room. But Caribbean Escape, one of my favorites, and the scent is, it says on the bottom, I don't know if you can read it or not, but it's a mix of creamy coconut milk, raw sugar cane, and a touch of sweet cassava. So it says that on the bottom of all the candles. It says what the scent is. And all the candles that I'm showing you are from Bath & Body Works, which is one of my favorite stores. And I really like the top of this too, the design, as opposed to just the plain silver. Most of them just have the silver top, but I like the design on this one. The next candle I'm going to show you is called Meet Me in Tahiti. It's it's like Caribbean Escape, but if you were to remove the make it a little bit less sweet, I guess. But it's got the coconut and it's got the vanilla, which I like because it's not too strong, so you can feel comfortable about lighting it when guests are over and not offending them with a scent that's super strong. I also really like the lid because it's got a cool design on it. Plus, I like the sound. It's really nice. The other lids don't make sounds like that. And the last candle is Island Colada. And this one, I said earlier, Caribbean Escape was my favorite, but then I got a new favorite. This one's my new favorite. This is the one I was talking about. It's Island Colada, and when I first smelled it, I have to be completely honest, I hated it. But then I went back and smelled it a second time, and I don't know what changed between the first and the second time smelling it, but when I smelled it a second time, I fell in love with it, and it is now my absolute favorite candle. I wish you guys could smell it, because it smells really good. And the ingredients in this are pineapple, coconut, and orange, and it says with just a touch of ginger. And I like the picture on it. Pretty much everything that's in it, it's got, a pineapple, orange, coconut, all that stuff. So I really, really like this one. You can see the top. It's just smooth. So it doesn't have a cool design to make a cool noise, but I guess I could make a noise with it anyways. So, for candles, those are my favorite scents. Now, for the kitchen, I have a different set of favorites. My favorite scents in the kitchen are definitely not my favorite scents in candles. I'll start with the first one, which is cinnamon. And they, of course, do make cinnamon-scented candles, but I hate, with a passion, cinnamon-scented candles. But I love the smell of cinnamon. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But I love cinnamon, but hate cinnamon candles. The smell of cinnamon is just so strong. But it's really warm and soothing and relaxing. I love cinnamon. I also like pumpkin pie spice. For similar reasons to cinnamon, there's cinnamon in this, as well as what else is in here? I'm sure it says. Of course, I can't find it. Oh. It has cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, mace, and cloves. So that's what's in here. Basically everything that goes in a pumpkin pie. So I really like the scent of this. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells really good. It smells like the holidays, which I love. It makes me feel like I'm at home at my parents' house again. And the next one is Star Anise, which I absolutely adore. I think it's the smell more than anything that I like about this. It smells like black licorice. And I love this in, like, if I'm making tea, when I heat up the water, I heat this up in the water and then leave it to brew with the tea. I'll, throw one or two of these in to brew with the tea. And it just gives a whole new dimension to it. Like if I'm brewing a black tea, I would throw one or two of these in there and then add a splash of milk at the end. And it's really good. It's so good. But I don't do that very often, mostly because I don't feel like taking the time to brew the water on the stove. I usually just filter it. I usually just do it through a coffee pot. Don't add the coffee and just heat up the water with a coffee pot, in which case that doesn't give the Star Anise time to steep. But I want to show you guys what they look like. If you've never seen Star Anise before, it's pretty cool. Now most of these are broken. But you can see they're shaped like stars. This one's broken, it's missing a little edge. But they have little stars, and in each of the little petals, I guess you would call it, there's a little opening in the back. It has a little, I assume it's a seed in it. And it's just so fragrant. It smells so good. And you can use this in other things. Like I said, I use it in tea, but you can use it in plenty of other things. If you're making spiced cider, drop a couple of these in there. It's really good. I also just like that they're in a glass jar, because they make a nice sound. And the last of the spices is curry powder. When I first had curry when I was a kid, I completely and utterly hated it. I thought it was awful. But when I got older, I had curry again, chicken. I went to a restaurant with my friends, tried it, and it tasted totally different from how I remembered it as a kid. And then I learned that there are different types of curry they all taste a bit different. There's different ways to prepare it as well. So when I learned that, yes, there are certain types of curry that I dislike, but there are also types of curry that I do like, and the smell of curry is something that I just love. This one is just so warm and so savory, and I love it. The ingredients in this one are, let's see if I can find it, coriander, turmeric, cumin, or cumin, depending on who says it, I guess, mustard, black pepper, and cayenne. So, there's a lot of ingredients in this little bottle, but it makes for a good chicken and rice. Well, I guess while I'm at it, I can show you guys one of my other favorite things. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I might as well. Coffee. I am a coffeeholic, if there's such a thing. I always have a glass of coffee with me, or a cup of coffee, I should say, not a glass of coffee. And if I'm out and about, I have a Starbucks in my hand. If I'm at home, I have, espresso or coffee like this. And I love the taste, I love the smell, I just love everything about coffee. So I might as well, since this is a video about all of my favorite scents, I might as well talk about my coffee. Especially since it's 5:30 in the morning and I haven't slept all night. I definitely need my coffee. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is my cologne. I have 2 colognes, well actually I have like 5 colognes, but only 2 that I use regularly. This one is Lyocell, which stands for, and I'm totally going to pronounce it wrong because it's French, but it stands for Yves Saint Laurent. And the scent is, I'm going to say it very American, but Le Homme. And I know I'm pronouncing it wrong because I don't speak French. I speak English. And I've never taken a French class in my life, so I honestly don't even know how to pretend to say it right, but I love this. This is one of my favorite colognes. Like I said, I have like 5 colognes, but I only really like 2 of them. I guess I'm picky. I find something that I like, and I like it for a little while, and then I get over it and I don't like it anymore. So that's usually what happens is I'll buy a cologne that I really, really like, and then 2 or 3 months later I won't like it anymore, I'll be sick of it, and I'll still have almost an entire bottle left. So, it's not necessarily that great of a problem to have because cologne isn't cheap, at least not the kind that I like. Like this I got it on sale for $70. I think usually it's around $100. But I really, really like it. It smells really good, and it's not too overpowering. It's not really musky or woody or anything like that. It's not too, manly. But it's definitely not feminine either. It's definitely a male scent, but not overly manly, not overly masculine. Like, it's not like Old Spice, where like pow in the face, where it's too manly smelling. It's just good smelling. Then, the other cologne, this is my all-time favorite cologne. It is by John Varvatos, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong, that last name. But John Varvatos, that's how I pronounce it. And I like the bottle too. It's a cool bottle. It's got a neat lid, but it smells great. Again, this was like, I got it for $60-something. I don't even know what the regular price was, but I got it on sale for like $65, I think. It was right after Christmas. They had a lot of good Christmas sales at Macy's, which is where I got this. I actually got the last one. They had a display, but it was just a single bottle, and the display was like $75 maybe. Then they had a box set, which was this cologne in the same size as the single individual, but the box set had this cologne along with a little deodorant and body wash, I think. Either body wash or aftershave, I don't remember which one. But I can either get the individual cologne for $75 or the box set for $65. And it just seemed like an obvious choice to me to get the box set for $65. Even if I never use the other two things, I'm getting the cologne for $10 cheaper for the same size. So, anyways, yes, it was a lot of money. At least to me, that's a lot of money for a cologne. But I got a deal on it. I always have a hard time opening this lid. I think I might be a little special. There we go. It's a really cool lid that I have a hard time opening, but it smells great. Like, I usually just leave it open like this to make it easier on myself than to try to fight with that lid every morning. But if I have to close it, then I guess I just deal with knowing that I'm going to struggle opening it the next day. But the reason I like these two colognes is not just the scent, but they also look nice. You know, I have other colognes that I feel like are just plain looking. They smell good, but they're just plain looking. So I feel like I have to put them away in a drawer to hide them because they're unpleasant to look at. But these ones, I feel like I can just leave them sitting on my dresser and not have to worry about it looking bad because the bottles look nice. I really like it. But that's just me. I think about those kind of things. I don't know if normal people think about that, but I do. So, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to do another video on, well, I'll show you. I'm going to do a video about this container next. Probably tomorrow or later today, I guess. It's just an old tea container that I have, and I haven't looked through it in a long time, so I'm going to look through it and see what kind of tea I have hiding in here, and that'll be my next video, so definitely check that one out too. But as for right now, this video is pretty much over, so please leave feedback and comments. Any advice that you guys have for future videos, what could make this video better, what could make my next videos better. This is, like I said, this is my first video. And any suggestions for future videos would be great. I definitely want to do videos that you guys want to see. So definitely leave comments and ideas for future videos. And if you're using this to fall asleep, then have a good night, sleep well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.